Today I want to talk to you about vocabulary cards and how you can use them to help you study and learn your vocabulary words. It's a great reading and comprehension tool. There's two different ways that I'm going to talk to you about using vocabulary cards, and I like them both for different reasons. The first one is a visual representation vocabulary card. This one really stuck out to me as an art teacher as something that can be used in our classroom. Um, so what you're going to do is you're going to take a card, an index card. You can use whatever size you want, whatever works. And you're going to divide it into 4 quadrants. Then in each quadrant, you're going to put a different aspect of the vocabulary word. So for example, in this top left quadrant, you're going to put the word itself. In this top right quadrant is where you're going to put the definition. Down here is where you're going to put the visual representation, and then right here is where you're going to create a sentence using the word. So let's get started. I'm going to give you guys an example. First, you're going to divide the index card into 4 parts. You're going to divide it both vertically and horizontally, so fold it hot dog and hamburger style. Then you're going to have a 4-quadrant card. In the top left, you're going to write your vocabulary word, very clear and big so that you can see it easily. For the example, I picked the word tint. Then up here is where you're going to write your definition. I think it's really important that you rewrite the definition in your own words instead of just writing what's in the book. That's a good way for you to kind of think further into the meaning of the word. For tint, I wrote, it's a color that has been mixed with white. It's a pale color. So something short, simple, to the point, easy to read, but easy to understand too. Then down in this bottom corner right here, this is the fun part, you get to do the visual representation of the word, and I think this is really great for art because it is such a visual thing, and it's probably the clearest way to explain what you're talking about. So here I have the color blue plus white equals, and then there's the tint of the color that's made from mixing these two colors together. This can work with other subjects too if you want to use it. For example, if you had math and you were talking about right angles, you'd write right angle here, you could write your definition here, and then here's where you would draw a picture of what a 90-degree angle looks like. Then in this last box is where you're going to write a sentence of the word. This is important because it kind of extends the definition and helps you figure out how to use it in context. I think it's also a great place to put kind of personal, put your personality into it, and then it makes it easier to kind of remember what the word means. For my example, I put Carolina blue is a tint of Duke blue. And so that's something that can help me kind of trigger my memory about the word. Then you can always hole punch it and put a little 3-ring metal prong on it. And create just kind of a great little resource book to use throughout the year to reference. Say I'm coming around and looking at your project and I say, you really need to think about what tints you're using. You can always come back and figure out what a tint is if you can't remember. If you're like, what is she talking about? It's a great way to look back and see that really clearly. It's also helpful for you to do this, I think, because the time spent doing it is time spent thinking about this word, the definition of it, and really seeing what it looks like. And then it's just great that you have that resource afterwards. The other strategy for vocabulary cards is kind of a fun game, and it really helps with the memorization of the word. It's called Quiz Me cards. You are going to just take a card and write out the word and the definition, just like so. But then on the back, you are going to draw 5 blanks for signatures. You're going to create a whole little booklet of your vocabulary words, definitions, and signatures. And then you're going to go out in the hall, and as you run into teachers, you might ask them to help you with this assignment. They'll quiz you with the cards, and then for every answer that you get right, they'll sign the back. And by the time you've gotten all your signatures filled up, you should be have a pretty good grasp on your vocabulary words. It also encourages you to dialogue with the teachers about them and use them in context. And they are also there to help you, which is a great thing. So I hope you guys enjoy.